You are not stuck because you do not have enough time. You are stuck because you are handing your most valuable hours to everyone else. And until you stop doing that, every productivity hack you try will only make you more tired, not more free. I call this the morning pivot, and you must make it today. Let me name the condition first, because most people carry it without realizing it. You are living in reactive mode. In reactive mode, your morning does not belong to you. You wake up to an alarm that feels like a threat. You check your phone, and immediately the world's demands pour in. The emails, the news, the messages, the rush to get out the door. The scorecard is simple. Did I survive the early hours without being late? There is nothing morally wrong with this. It is just a mode. But it is the default state, and this default is expensive. Here is what it costs you. 3 ways. First, the energy toll. You spend your sharpest, most rested mental state answering other people's emergencies. By the time you sit down to tackle your own most important work, the best of you is already spent. Second, the time penalty. In reactive mode, you are always playing from behind. You spend the entire day trying to catch up to a schedule that you didn't even set. You are always one distraction away from losing your whole afternoon. Third, the self-worth cost. When every dawn starts with you responding to someone else, you begin to believe the story that your own goals can wait until the evening. An evening is when you are too exhausted to build anything. Reactive mode feels like being busy, but it is actually a treadmill of other people's priorities. This shift gets you off the treadmill, not by finding more hours in the day, by changing who gets the first ones. I am going to give you 5 ideas. 5 adjustments about waking up early that sound small, but rearrange everything underneath your daily life. If you understand them, the way you spend your initial waking hour tomorrow will be different. And 1,000 mornings, spent with the right intention, is what builds an extraordinary life. Not hype, not a hustle culture mandate to sleep less, just a better approach to treating the time that is already yours. The first thing people do when they feel behind is rush. But here is the harder truth. Most individuals do not have a schedule problem. They have a sequence issue. Think of your dawn like laying the foundation of a house. If you are throwing down bricks while running, the structure will be crooked. The remedy is this. Stop treating your early hours as a scramble to catch up, and start using them as a quiet place to build. Meet Sarah. Sarah is 31, works in project management, and felt like she was constantly drowning. For 2 years, she woke up at 7, grabbed coffee, and immediately started replying to emails. She thought this made her efficient. But she didn't need to work faster. She needed to sequence her tasks better. She made the choice to wake up at 6. For that 1 hour, she did not look at her phone. She read. She wrote down her single most vital objective for the day, and she drank her coffee in silence. Within a month, the same workload felt completely different. She was no longer drowning. She was directing. You must understand this. Trying to catch up in the morning is a game you will always lose. The first rule is to treat your first waking block as a fortress that the world cannot enter. The second realization hurts a little because it attacks an illusion we all believe. The myth is that all hours are created equal. An hour at 6 p.m. feels identical on a clock to an hour at 6 a.m. But in reality, they are different currencies. A block of time in the evening is tired. It has been battered by decisions, stress, and noise. It is a degraded hour. Time in the early dawn is pristine. It is untouched. It possesses a clarity that you simply cannot manufacture later in the day. The realignment is this. Stop trying to squeeze your most personal goals into the exhausted evening and move them to the pristine hours of the morning. Think of it in 3 ways. 1. Evening time is for recovery. 2. Daytime is for execution. 3. Early morning time is for creation. You need recovery to survive. You need execution to get paid. But only creation changes your life. You must understand this. The second step is to schedule your life-changing projects for the period when you actually have the power to accomplish them. Rushing is not a sign of importance. It is a symptom of poor design. The middle class rushes. They sleep until the last possible minute, let the alarm dictate the start of the race, and spend the day reacting. The ownership class prepares. They wake up before they have to, so they can dictate the terms of the day. Here is the difference in plain language. Rushing is defense. It is hoping you don't drop anything. Preparing is offense. It is deciding what you will pick up. The flip is this. Stop being proud of how fast you can get ready and start being proud of how deeply you can prepare. Preparation does not mean doing work tasks. It means calibrating your mind. It can be reading 10 pages of a book that challenges you. It can be a workout that proves to yourself you can do hard things. It can be sitting in silence for 20 minutes. It does not have to be complicated. It has to be intentional. A morning spent reacting leaves you empty. A sunrise spent preparing fills you up. This next concept changes what you actually hear. Most people live in a state of constant auditory and visual noise. Podcasts on the commute, music at the gym, notifications pinging, people talking. The richest asset you can possess in the modern world is not information. It is silence. Noise pulls your attention outward. It tells you what everyone else thinks you should care about. Quiet pushes your focus inward. It forces you to hear what you actually care about. The reversal is this. Stop filling every quiet moment with a distraction and start harvesting silence as a tool for clarity. And there is no stillness deeper than 5:30 in the morning. The world is asleep. No one is asking anything of you. There is no guilt in not replying to an email because no one expects you to be awake. It is stolen time. It is a pocket of absolute peace. You do not have to meditate like a monk. You just have to sit with your own thoughts long enough to know they are yours. Because the person who cannot tolerate silence will wake up in 10 years having lived someone else's life. You must understand this. The fourth change is to stop consuming noise and start cultivating tranquility. Let me make this real with a name. David. David is 33. He works in software sales. He makes good money. On paper, he is succeeding. But in real life, David was perpetually exhausted. Every day was a blur of calls, putting out fires, and collapsing on the couch by 8 p.m. with zero energy to focus on his own side business. He thought the problem was a lack of time. But the actual issue was who owned his time. David made the pivot, not a massive one. He did not join the 4 a.m. club. He just shifted his alarm from 7 a.m. to 5:45 a.m. He found 1 hour and 15 minutes a day that no one else knew about. For the first 30 minutes, he drank water, read, and enjoyed the quiet. For the next 45 minutes, he worked purely on his side project. He did not check his work email until 7:30. He redirected his best energy from his boss's inbox to his own future. He did not sleep less. He just went to bed an hour earlier, cutting out late-night scrolling that wasn't serving him anyway. 1 year later, David's side project had launched and was generating a second income stream. His day job hadn't suffered at all. In fact, he was calmer and more focused. This transition did not magically give him a 25-hour day. It changed who got the best of the 24 he had. And that is the whole game. So here is the ultimate takeaway, plain and simple. Stop trying to find time for your dreams. Start giving them the first hour of your day. That is the whole shift. Not sleep deprivation. Not hustle. Just sequence. When you try to find time later, your energy leaves. You work harder to squeeze things in. The day gets chaotic. You run out of steam. It is a cycle with no finish line. When you take the first block for yourself, the day is already a victory before the sun comes up. You still go to work. You still answer emails. But underneath everything, you have built the foundation first. Stop asking, when will I have time? Start asking, who gets my best hour? Stop asking, how do I sleep less to do more? Start asking, how do I sleep better so I can wake up earlier? Stop asking, how do I catch up? Start asking, how do I get ahead of the noise? This strategy is not about waking up at an extreme hour. It is about becoming the kind of person who respects their own life enough to claim the quietest part of the day for it. Make that choice tomorrow morning, and the same 24 hours you have right now become a completely different tool. I am going to give you one action, not 3. 1. Tonight, set your alarm exactly 30 minutes earlier than usual, and leave your phone in a different room. When you wake up, do not look at a screen for those 30 minutes. Just sit with a book, a notebook, or your own thoughts. It is only 30 minutes. The number of minutes is not the point. The point is that you made the switch. You took back the start of your day 30 minutes earlier. Phone in another room. Tomorrow morning. That is the action. Imagine future you. Not the version who is superhuman. The version who made one small adjustment tonight. Future you does not wake up stressed by a blaring alarm. Not because life is perfect, but because future you has built a fortress in the morning. The mind is clear, even before the day begins. Future you walks into a busy office and does not feel the frantic energy of everyone else. Future you knows the most vital work of the day is already done, quiet and unseen. Future you has options. The clarity to make better decisions. The energy to build something personal. The quiet confidence of knowing the day belongs to you first and the world second. You are not years away from that version. You are one early morning away. One decision. One alarm. One quiet room. One question changed in your head. This morning reclaiming is not a theory. It is a practice. And tomorrow morning is when you practice it. If this video helped you see your time differently, subscribe. This channel is about building the kind of life that does not depend on hype, luck, or pretending to be someone you are not. New videos every week. One breakthrough at a time. I will see you in the next one.